Welcome to Student Connections, where our students connect with their community.
Hi, I'm Brett DeAndrea from M6, bringing you a special edition of Student Connections at Pine River Nature Center. I'm here with Carrie Kloka, the Assistant Program Coordinator, and Sarah Nelson, the Operations Coordinator. What is the main purpose here at the Pine River Nature Center?
Well, the main purpose of the Pine River Nature Center is to promote the awareness and understanding of the blue water area and our natural heritage.
Nice. What are your different type of displays and exhibits here?
Well, we have taxidermy of Michigan mammals. We have some live reptiles. We also have an area where you can look at skulls and furs, and we have the scat game.
Oh, nice. What is the scat game?
The scat game is replica of different droppings of animals, and you match it up to which animal did it.
What types of classes do you offer?
Well, we have programs that are geared towards three separate different groups. The first group are geared towards schools. So we have teachers that call and set up their field trips. And they come out for the day or for the half day. And for schools that are in St. Clair County, it's absolutely free for them to come out. They just have to have the transportation to come out.
All right. Now, who can take these classes?
Usually they're geared towards preschool all the way up to 5th or 6th grade. And that's probably early elementary is what we get a lot of here.
So more the younger type of kids?
Yeah, more the younger kids. So the second interest group that we have come out here is just the general public. We have all types of different events that they can sign up for, and they're usually in the evenings or on the weekends, and they're just open to anyone and everyone. The third different group that we have out here are scout groups, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and then we also set up different types of Eagle Scout projects for scouts that are trying to earn their Eagle badge.
That's really nice. Now, what makes the Pine River Nature Center unique?
Well, most nature centers are recreation run, but we're owned by the Regional Educational Services Agency, so we're a curriculum-based nature center. Also, we're unique because we have the first publicly owned, universally accessible treehouse.
Now, is that the main attraction here, or what's the main?
Well, the main attraction is our programs and our trail system. We have a lot of different habitats all in one area, so that's pretty neat. And then also the treehouse. People come to see it.
Now, how big is the Nature Center?
We have about 90 acres, and then our main building, which has 2 floors, which also has 2 classrooms downstairs, which is where we house the students when they come. And I just wanted to elaborate on Carrie's treehouse. We have people that actually want to rent the treehouse and have their wedding here.
Wow.
So we've had probably, I'm going to say maybe 8 to 10 weddings. We just started doing it maybe the past couple of years, past couple of summers. So we have an interest in that as well, which is wonderful that it can be used for education and for romance.
Yeah, everything around here. Tell me more about the treehouse.
Well, the treehouse is located about 4/10 of a mile from the actual Nature Center building. And so they created a wonderful path that goes out to the treehouse that's universally accessible. So it not only provides a way for people to get back into nature, but enjoy the beautiful view that the treehouse provides. So people with mobility issues or challenges are able to get back there and enjoy nature.
Oh, that's awesome. So everyone can go back there and enjoy it.
Yes, everyone, yep.
All right, now, tell me the latest improvement here.
Well, the most recent improvement is Sarah and I were downstairs in the classroom, and we created some artificial trees out of the support posts that are down there. And there was also a mural painted down there on the wall, a big wall-size mural.
Now, what are your qualifications for this job?
I've been here about 5 years, and I went to Central Michigan University where I majored in biology, and then I double minored in geography and natural resources. And then I also stayed at Central and I earned my master's degree in conservation biology.
Oh, fire up chips.
Yeah.
Now, what are your...
I have a bachelor's degree from U of M Dearborn, and I also worked at the Sterling Heights Nature Center and the Madison Heights Nature Center, which were both recreation run.
Oh, so great backgrounds for you guys. Now, how many people work here at the Nature Center?
We have the 2 full-time employees, Sarah and I, and then this is the first year that we've had a high school student, and it's called a Work-Based Technical Education Center program. So it's through the tech school at RISA.
Now, are there volunteer opportunities if someone wanted to come down here and just spend?
Absolutely. We're always looking for more volunteers. We have 5 regular volunteers right now.
All right. Now, what is the history of this, and really when did it open?
Well, it started in 1996 with Joseph Cammey, and he was the superintendent of RISA. And he had the idea, the concept of having RISA run a nature center. And it was unique in that, like Carrie said, there's only a couple of them in the state. Usually they're recreation run by the county. And so he had this idea that he wanted to have kids have an intimate relationship with nature, even though it's a somewhat rural county. He just wanted kids to have a good connection with nature and what nature can provide. So we got a grant from the DNR, and I think it was for $2 million for not only the building but the property as well. And then it opened in April of 2003, so we're going on 9 years.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure it hasn't stayed the same the whole time. Has there been any improvements or changes since?
Several improvements. In 2004, after we had been open for 1 year, we did a prairie restoration. We have a 2-acre recreated prairie on the property. In 2006, the Native American village opened. In 2007, we had a trail expansion and made some of the trails universally accessible. 2009, the treehouse was completed. And we always have ongoing display changes. In 2008, we had a float display from the Traverse City Cherry Festival Parade, and that was on macroinvertebrates, so that was really cool.
Oh yeah. Now you say you guys have weddings and stuff here. Are there any other events that you guys hold or anything?
We have a lot of different events. Probably our most popular is our live animal programs.
Yeah.
So we have people that come in from, usually it's different nature centers, like the Howell Nature Center comes in, Joe Rogers, and he brings live animals. Usually it's birds, some mammals. We also have a fellow employee, Kevin Cuthbertson, who is an employee at RISA, and he actually brings in his reptiles and does some programs too. We also have summer day camps, July and August. Weddings, again, community-based programs for homeschool groups. We also have preschool programs, our Scout programs. We have a lot of stuff. Early on programs, we have, Carrie is our chairperson of a 5K trail run that we have here, and that is Sunday, August 26th. So if you're interested, contact us. We'll have forms out soon, and so if there's anyone interested in running trails out here.
You guys know who to talk to. So, well, thank you, Sarah, for coming on the show, and
Thanks,
you too,
Brett.
Carrie. And we'll be back with more after this.
More than wins and losses are on the line in the world of high school sports. Lives are being altered to the use of performance-enhancing substances called anabolic steroids. Anabolic means bodybuilding tissue. Anabolic steroids do just the same. They help build muscle tissue, increase body mass by acting like the body's natural male hormone or testosterone. Anabolic steroids are called roids, juice, hype, or pump, and they are very powerful body-enhancing prescription drugs. In 2006, 2.7% of high school seniors say that they have tried steroids in their high school careers. Steroids can have negative effects on your heart, your blood, liver, skin, and your skeleton. There are many ways to increase your strength and improve your body structure. If you are serious about your health, you can train safely without using drugs, eat healthy, and get lots of sleep. For additional information, go to health.ny.gov publication.
We've learned a lot about what the Pine River Nature Center has to offer and about its universally accessible treehouse. Now let's take a look at the video on the construction of the treehouse.
To me, a lush carpet of pine needles or spongy grass is more welcome than the most luxurious Persian rug. Nature is an infinite sphere of which the center is everywhere and the circumference nowhere. Study nature, love nature, stay close to nature. It will never fail you. One touch of nature makes the whole world kin. Many of us take for granted a sunny day, the sights and sounds of nature, and enjoying the day by simply taking a walk in the woods. For individuals with mobility issues, that simple walk may not be so easy. Operated by the St. Clair County Regional Educational Service Agency, the Pine River Nature Center is an educational facility whose mission is to promote the awareness, understanding, and stewardship of the Blue Water area's natural and cultural heritage. In the spring of 2008, the Pine River Nature Center began construction of a universally accessible treehouse. This barrier-free structure was designed to accommodate easy access for all individuals.
One of the things that was required when we got a large grant from the state to purchase the land and create the Nature Center was that we provide access for handicapped individuals so that they can experience nature as well. And one of the ways we're completing our part of that deal is by building a treehouse that's handicapped accessible to people in wheelchairs.
I see it as an incredible opportunity for people with mobility issues. When I think about years ago, I think many families had things like tree houses in their backyards, and I don't think today that you see those as often. And what an opportunity for anyone with a mobility issue to be able to go somewhere and have access to a tree house, or to take a class in a tree house, or to just experience the feeling of being up in a tree house. I think it's just an incredible project, and I'm so happy that we're doing it here at St. Clair County RESA.
Lisa Apple is the former operation coordinator of the Pine River Nature Center and was a driving force behind the vision of the treehouse. She got the idea of building a handicapped accessible treehouse from a co-worker at the Woodland Developmental Center, Tammy Verbecki. Lisa has a clear vision of what the final product will look like.
Once you're up there, you're going to see a broad view of the floodplain of the river. And in the springtime, this is full of water. You're going to get to see that wonderful view of the floodplain. You're going to be able to hear frogs. You're going to be seeing what it might look like to be a bird perched up in the upper branches of a tall oak tree.
A key partner to the RESA in this project is the Community Foundation of St. Clair County. The mission of the foundation is to improve the quality of life in our area.
We received a grant from the Kellogg Foundation, and in turn we went out to the community, to different community partners throughout the entire county, and said to them, if we could provide you some funding to provide better access, universal access to recreational activities, what would you do? And we had a number of communities step forward. First and foremost, it's innovative and it's unique. It provides a learning opportunity for students and families, and I really think it's going to end up being a destination. I think people will come to St. Clair County to experience the treehouse.
Gigi Marica is the program manager for Access to Recreation for the St. Clair County Community Foundation and knows this project is unique.
I envision it to be just a great, fun place for everybody, again, for people of all abilities, children, adults. It's going to be educational. We're going to be right out there in the middle of nature. It's going to be fun. We want it to be whimsical. The design is very unique. It's just going to be a wonderful place.
Building a handicapped accessible treehouse is no small task and required input from many people, including forester Jeff Tuller.
The first thing when I walked out to the site, one of the first things I wanted to do is identify the trees, because the species itself is going to tell you the longevity of that tree. And if you want a tree right next to a structure like that, or part of a structure, it's got to be around a long time.
French Associates of Rochester, Michigan were contracted to design the treehouse.
A lot of the design process had to do with being fun, about creating elements of surprise and playfulness and adventure, working yourself around trees, avoiding the obvious. It starts with a survey of the site. You got to get the lay of the land. There's topography to consider, where our site is on the crest of a hill, which is how we achieve this barrier-free access. And then once you get to know what trees are out there, what the lay of the land is, the trees kind of start to dictate what kind of route you take.
Another key partner in this project was the Access to Recreation organization. This group works to strengthen communities by uniting community foundations, parks and recreation departments, and strives to offer recreational opportunities for people of all abilities.
My job is to work with the planners and the designers to make sure that all of the designs really are cutting-edge, universal design concepts, to make sure that we've thought of everything to make it accessible to people with all different types of disabilities. What's special about accessible treehouses is there are not very many of them out there. It's a new concept. Treehouses in general are a relatively new recreational kind of environment concept.
The Pine River Nature Center offers educational opportunities for local schools and the community. Sarah Nelson, Operations Coordinator, sees the treehouse as a wonderful new opportunity for everyone in our community.
I think the treehouse will be beneficial because it will offer a great experience for individuals who are mentally and physically challenged, who can get out here and really experience nature. They're going to be 20 to 25 feet off the ground, and I think that'll be a great experience for them to be like a bird in a canopy.
Thousands of people drive on a daily basis, and many of them are teen drivers. The rate of fatalities and crashes of teen driving have been on the rise, but there are very many ways that these tragedies can be avoided. The most important safety tip is to buckle up no matter where you are driving. A great way to keep yourself from being distracted is by turning off any device, like a cell phone for instance, and making sure it is out of your sight. A new law that is enforced in Michigan is that people under the age of 18 cannot drive past 10 o'clock at night. Also during the day, teen drivers cannot drive with more than one person under the age of 21. For more tips and facts on safe teen driving, go to www.michigan.gov/MSP.
Construction began under the supervision of Russ Witherspoon, who explains how the treehouse was built.
From the surveyor's marks in the ground, I went out and marked the center of every pier. The structure's built on concrete piers that are holes bored into the ground between 9 and 11 feet deep. Sitting on top of those piers is a metal bracket that holds a wooden post. We laid out the piers. I hired a subcontractor to come in and dig the holes. There were 13. It was very difficult digging. In one situation, we hit a boulder bigger than the bottom of our hole, and we had to get engineering approval. The holes were dug. They're all put a steel matrix, a reinforcing rod cage was put in every hole. There was a soils engineer on the job inspecting the bottom of the hole for bearing capacity. The next morning when we were going to fill the holes with concrete, of course they had filled with water, so we had to pump the water out. The soils engineer was there that day also to inspect that the holes didn't cave in. The state building inspector was there to inspect the excavation for the foundation. We started pouring concrete, pouring about 28 yards of concrete, just a half mile down a trail out in the woods where you can't get a concrete truck. Set the brackets all where they went. Every one of these foundation piers had a steel bracket, and let it sit for a couple days, let the concrete cure. Next step in the process is, of course, moving all the material. A good deal of labor involved there. This treehouse is set on frame sets, which are posts, beams, and then the next set, posts, beams, posts, beams. And then on top of those frames, it's kind of a timber frame structure. Post and beam bolted together with galvanized metal brackets. Then we set the girders on top of the frame. We had to work from ground level out. We're a couple feet off the ground. The next frame, we're 5 feet off the ground. The next frame, we're 12 feet off the ground. And by the time we got out far enough, we were working 20 feet above our heads, setting beams that weigh anywhere from 600 to 1,000 pounds apiece. We worked a small four-wheel drive portable lift we used to help pick these heavy beams up and set them in place, and then set the girders on top of the frame beams. And then we can put deck joists, conventional 2x10. Then we put posts for railings. After that, we put decking, 2x6 decking that runs at a 45-degree angle. The reason for the angled decking is to roll wheelchairs over it. It won't have quite the same washboard effect. There's 2 trees that go through the structure. The first one, the deck just wraps around the tree. The second one goes through the middle of the house. All the joists are laid. We run a rim around them, which gives us the general shape of the deck. And one section of it, or the house portion of the tree house. It's a structure that's, again, made with posts and beams. There's a couple stud walls, all bolted down through the decking onto the big girders to add strength. The one tree goes right through the middle of the house with a nice copper flashing around it, and I leave about 6 to 8 inches so they have room to sway in the wind a little bit and they have room to grow. We've put the finishing touches on, the railings, wire mesh with squares smaller than 4 inches, and up above 2 stainless steel cable wires to make the railing regulation height. However, if somebody's seated in a chair, there isn't a bunch of wood to obstruct their view, so the thin stainless cable was designed for that purpose. A lot of challenges. There hasn't been one of these structures built in the state of Michigan. I've never built a structure like this. The engineers never designed one like this, and the architects never drawn one like this. So it's been a steep learning curve. This is a very complex project. It sounds treehouse, nail some boards up in the trees and put a rope swing on it. Well, no, very, very complex project. The hardware is very expensive. The lumber is special ordered and very expensive. The beauty of it being so far out in the woods is they're going to feel a sense of accomplishment, an adventure where they had to work to get out there and they finally got there, and oh my God, what an incredible thing.
In the fall of 2008, a ribbon cutting ceremony was held at the treehouse. A large group braved the cold day to view the structure and hear the comments of several speakers from the St. Clair County RESA and the Community Foundation of St. Clair County. It is hoped that the treehouse will become a destination for families and people of all abilities.